Life is busy at school, work, at home. We are surrounded by endless paperwork, homework, and tasks to be completed, constantly trying to live up to our responsibilities. We end up with limited time and often neglect our own feelings and needs. How do we even begin to find the time for ourselves in such a chaotic world? Mental health is a significant factor in the lives of many people. In the UK alone, 1 in 6 people have experienced mental health issues, and of those, 3 million suffer from anxiety disorder. The symptoms vary from severe irrational worry to excruciating panic attacks. Everyone can be affected. Dr. Nicholas Cerning, consultant psychotherapist and clinical director with Off the Record, is well placed to discuss the complexities of mental health and its impact on individuals and society.
The cause for anxiety is called life. Life creates anxiety. It is hard to live. The common symptoms of anxiety, so again, as we already defined, anxiety is a symptom that you are alive. So what we're looking for is not signs that you are being anxious, but signs that you're being anxious in a not skillful way. So focusing extremely hard on one thing that's making you feel very bad, well, that's the problem. That's something that you need to look at. A lot of the anxiety we have today is anxiety about anxiety. Like, I'm a bit upset about something, but then I get really upset about that thing I'm upset about because I must be crazy, and it all spins, yeah? But the big question here is resilience. Do people of today take care of themselves too well or not well enough? Is there a problem where we think so much about how we feel that we end up noticing, actually, I might be a bit stressed here. Now that would be kind of a problem with thinking, going in too much. The flip side is when we don't go in at all, we just get on with it, and we don't notice it until we hit a brick wall. And somewhere in between those two extremes of being too self-focused and being too ignoring of yourself, there is some kind of balance, which I guess is some kind of mental health, mental well-being. How to deal with anxiety, the inevitable anxiety of life, a couple of different components. One of them is purely physical. Go running. Make sure that you are physically, that you're engaging that part of yourself from a purely neurotransmitter viewpoint. It's good for you. Number 2, take time for yourself. Not too much, but do try to meditate. Number 3, read philosophy. Sounds strange, but whatever you read, learn about how other people have it. Which leads into the next one, is engage with others. Don't become isolated. And that's true for 80-year-olds, and it's true for 8-year-olds. Once you realize that these anxieties and these weirdnesses that you think that you are the only one in the universe that has, once you realize that that's shared by many people, then you're not going to feel that weird. You're not going to be that anxious about being anxious anymore.
Ekaterina Metodieva is a 19-year-old student in Pernik, Bulgaria, who has suffered from mental health issues and acute anxiety from an early age. Since the age of 16, life has become increasingly challenging as a direct result of personal bereavement.
My first signs of having anxiety started when I began to gain weight, and originally found out it was a result of all the medication I was taking due to being constantly ill back then. Although I may have looked different than other people, I didn't see myself like that. Even suspect that something was wrong with me at that time. I just didn't realize it might be a bigger issue until I had to move schools and meet new people. I suddenly found myself being bullied and losing close friends because of my appearance. I started thinking that I should look a certain way to be accepted by society, which was not healthy for the kid I was. I remember a year after I moved schools, I couldn't wait for the lessons to finish so I could go home to my safe place, knowing that no one would be judging me. I didn't want to go out or talk to anyone about my feelings. Everything became so overwhelming that I don't know, I just couldn't face it, I guess. Let me tell you, I love to smile and joke and just have fun, and being constantly isolated to the point that I was avoiding my closest friends and family. I couldn't even recognize myself. I felt that wasn't me. I was always feeling sad. In some of my most precious childhood years, I always felt like blue and down. Looking back at it, I've realized that anxiety and depression played a big role during my teenage years when I was supposed to enjoy life rather than having suicidal thoughts. I'm still struggling. I'm still struggling to heal.